Good evening. Welcome to the Thongsbridge Cricket Club quiz. We will be starting about 8 o'clock this evening, so make sure you've got your pens and paper ready, your glasses full, and your A game going. See you in 5 minutes. Right, I think we're all sorted. For those that don't know me, my name's Ben. I play for Thongsbridge Cricket Club. Tend to do one of these quizzes on the first Friday of every month, but due to current circumstances, just thought we'd take it online and give everyone a bit of enjoyment whilst we're all stuck inside. We're currently up to about 60 viewers, I think. It's about 35 on Facebook, 30 on YouTube, which is looking good. If you could all just give me a bit of a comment on YouTube or on Facebook, just to let me know rather if you can all hear me and the sound's good. I think there is obviously a little bit of a slight delay on the stream, so I'll just wait for these comments to come through. We're getting a confirmed sound check from William Hale. There's the first shout out of the evening. Thanks, mate. And my own mother has also said I've got a nice, tidy kitchen. Dear me. Okay, I'll leave it at about another 2 or 3 minutes before I go through how this evening is going to work. But yeah, thank you all for joining. Just a little bit of fun. I'll give you a few more details on how tonight is going to work in a second. I'm also interested to know this evening who is watching from the furthest away. I've got a good mate who I think is going to be watching in Spain. We've got a comment from Courtney Marie in Mablethorpe. let us know where you're watching from this evening. We're already up to about 70 viewers, which is great. Keep them coming in. Share it with your friends and family. We've got Rachel Power from Cheshire. Brilliant. Wow. Marietta Brown Haig from Corfu. We're going worldwide. Joe Elwood, couldn't leave him out, watching from Shepley. Okay, so just a little bit about the quiz then this evening. There's going to be 5 rounds tonight, each with 15 questions. However, the final round will only have 10, and you'll figure out why when we get to that point. Like I said, I tend to do one of these quizzes every Friday, the first Friday of each of the months. So if there's a demand there to keep this going, we can do. I'm more than happy to keep these going online during this period, but we'll see how tonight goes. Hopefully no technical glitches. Originally this quiz was planned just for the members and the regulars that tend to come down to the cricket club, but I thought why not sort of try to entertain the masses, so I put it into the Netherthon group, Facebook group where I live, and the Home Firth group, just to try and bulk up the numbers. So thank you very much for those people that are joining tonight. Feel free in the season, if we do get playing any cricket, to come and visit us down at the cricket club just off Myrey Lane in Thongsbridge. More than welcome to come down and have a drink. So like I said, 5 rounds this evening, 15 questions in each round. All you'll need to do is simply write down the answer to the question on a piece of paper. Once the end of the round has happened, we'll mark the questions after each sort of couple of rounds. I'll trust you to mark your own answers. And there'll be a temptation from some of the younger viewers, I presume, I'm not going to name names, to possibly use Google. Please refrain from doing that, and refrain from posting any of the answers in the Facebook chat. I think that'd be a waste of time. And like I said, I'll put my faith in you to mark your own answers and be honest about that. Now, towards the end of the quiz, we shall try and sort of gain an understanding of how many marks everyone's got. And we'll do that via an email that I've created. And I'd like everyone to email in their answers, their marks rather, sorry, just to sort of figure out if we can get an overall top 3 places. It's not all about winning tonight, it's more just about having fun and sort of testing how much knowledge you've got on these 5 rounds, but it will be quite nice to crown an overall top 3. So at the end of the quiz, I'll give you an email address, and if you want to send your answers in, your marks in, you can do. If you don't want to, that's fine. But if you want to be in a chance of winning and seeing if you've managed to beat the rest of the players, then feel free to send your marks in, and I'll do my best to crown an overall top 3. So we've got about another 5 minutes till we start. So I guess it's just a chance for you to get a quick drink, get your pens and paper ready. You might need quite a few bits of paper for the 5 different rounds. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. welcome back. I guess it's time just to do a few more shout outs. Confirmation of my best mate Matt, who's listening in from Spain. We've got Laura Kemp watching from Geneva. Hi, Laura. A couple of people from Portugal. My cousins' family who are from Worcester. Upper Denby, Jackie Hill. We've got over 100 people, which is great. I wasn't expecting to get this many, so really, really good. Let's have a look at the YouTube comments. We have got, please say a big hello to Isabella from Martin. Good evening. Any others? Up to 55 on YouTube and 68 on Facebook, so well over 100. Right, we'll go for another couple of minutes just to let the last few stragglers log on, hopefully, and then we'll get going. The first round is general knowledge, 15 questions. Again, please avoid putting the answers in the Facebook comments, which ruins it. And a certain Mr. Reeves, he'll know exactly who we are. Please avoid using Google, just defeats the object. Another couple of minutes and then we'll get going. Yeah, it's slowly creeping up the numbers, so I'll just wait a minute or two. We're up to sort of over 120, which is brilliant. By the looks of it, there's sort of a range of age groups, sort of young and old. So I've done my best to try and keep the rounds and the questions as sort of accommodating as everyone as I could. So hopefully it's pitched at the right level. Right, I think we'll make a start. So, question one, general knowledge round. Again, just to remind those people that might have joined a little bit late, all you're doing is listening to the question and writing down the answer on a piece of paper. And then at the end of most likely the second round, we shall mark them. And the sort of responsibility is on you just to keep a bit of a track of how many points you're getting. Right, question one. I'll read each question twice. Comment if you need me to read it again, and I'll go back through the questions at the end of each round as well. So question one, general knowledge. In music, what term is used to denote a gradual increase in loudness in a piece of music? So in music, what term is used to denote a gradual increase in loudness in a piece of music? Okay, question two. If an Australian was watching the Bush telly, what would they be doing? Question two. If an Australian was watching the Bush telly, what would they be doing? Question 3. What is the collective name for a group of dolphins? Question 3. What is the collective name for a group of dolphins? Question 4. Which British manufacturer of luxury cars was founded in Cricklewood, North London, is now headquartered in Crewe? Question 4. Which British manufacturer of luxury cars is founded in Cricklewood, North London, and is now based and headquartered in Crewe? Question 5. Which type of meat is consumed the most worldwide? Which type of meat is consumed the most worldwide? I've been told by my future sister-in-law to crack a smile, so there you go. We're currently up to well over 150 viewers, which is amazing. Question 6. According to the proverb, no man is a... So according to the proverb, no man is a... Question 7. On average, how long does it take the International Space Centre to orbit the Earth? Question 7 again. On average, how long does it take the International Space Centre to orbit the Earth? Question 8. A Tale of Two Cities is a book written by which author? Question 8 again. A Tale of Two Cities is a book written by which author? Question 9. How many years of marriage would you be celebrating if it was your emerald anniversary? Question 9. How many years of marriage would you be celebrating if it was your emerald anniversary. We're still continuing to get a few new viewers in, so those that have joined, what you'll realise is sort of halfway through the first round, feel free to continue to join in, and I'll repeat the questions that you might have missed at the end of this round. We're currently on question 9 out of 15. So the next question you'll hear is question 10. Okay, question 10. In what year did the Titanic sink? In what year did the Titanic sink? Question 11. In what Disney film might you hear the song Be Our Guest? So question 11, in what Disney film might you hear the song Be Our Guest? There's a few people commenting that know me quite well that want to see my dog. She's almost becoming a famous animal. I could drag her down at some point. We've got a comment on YouTube. Shout out to the Wagstaffs from St Albans from Henry Webb. Good evening. Question 12. Which mobile game was awarded 5 Guinness World Records in the summer of 2016, including most revenue grossed by a game in its first month, making nearly 207 million US dollars? So question 12 again. Which mobile game was awarded 5 Guinness World Records in the summer of 2016, including most revenue grossed by a game in its first month, making nearly 207 million US dollars? Question 13. Which German alcoholic drink translates into English as hunting master? 13 again. Which German alcoholic drink translates into English as hunting master? Shout out to Robers, who's not as daft as he looks getting YouTube on the telly. I think that's our coach, Tony Robry, working wonders in this technological world. Good evening, Mr. Robry. Question 14, 2 to go. The patella is more commonly known as what part of the body? The patella is more commonly known as what part of the body? Getting quite a few comments on my kitchen as well. You'll be surprised to know that my partner didn't do all the tidying. I was the one that was quite conscious to make it look presentable. Wipe down the sides, give the oven a quick clean, bit of Dettol here and there. Last question of this round, question 15. In which European city would you find the Anne Frank house? Question 15 again. In which European city would you be able to find the Anne Frank house? You're still getting a few more people joining late on Facebook. Feel free, those that have just joined late, the likes of what looks like Rohan. There's a couple of others as well that have joined late. Feel free to join in and continue. You've only missed one round, but I'll quickly fire through each question of this round, one after the other in a second. I've had a direct request, well, flipping it, that's my first stumble, a direct request from my own mother to shout out to my own grandma and granddad who are watching and listening down in Essex. So good evening to you. Hope you're both doing well. So just dead quickly then, before we have a little bit of a break in between this first round and the second round, I'll quickly just fire through the questions for those that might have joined a little bit late. We're up to sort of 160 people plus watching live now. So question 1, in music, which term is used to denote a gradual increase in loudness in a piece of music? Question 2, if an Australian was watching the Bush telly, what would they be doing? Question 3, what is the collective name for a group of dolphins? Question 4, which British manufacturer of luxury cars was founded in Cricklewood, North London, and is now based in Crewe? Question 5, which type of meat is consumed the most worldwide? Question 6, according to the proverb, no man is a... Question 7, on average, how long does it take the International Space Station to orbit the Earth? Question 8, A Tale of Two Cities is a book written by which author? Question 9, how many years of marriage would you be celebrating if it was your emerald anniversary? Question 10, what year did the Titanic sink? Question 11, in which Disney film might you hear the song Be Our Guest? Question 12, which mobile game was awarded 5 Guinness World Records in the summer of 2016, including most revenue grossed by a game in its first month, making almost $207 million US? Question 13, which German alcoholic drink translates into English as hunting master? Question 14, the patella is commonly known as what part of the body? And the last question of the round, question 15, in which European city might you be able to find the Anne Frank house? So that's the end of round 1. What we'll do next is we'll move straight on to round 2, and then after round 2 we'll mark both round 1 and round 2. So keep those answers safe. We'll come back to those in a minute or two. People are continually asking for my dog, so I might go and get her. Just bear with me a second. Right, so this is Willow. Look at the camera here, Willow. There she is. She's a Cavapoo Shon, which is a mixture of a King Charles Cavalier, a Poodle, and a Bichon Friche, for anyone those that are interested. There she is. She's recognised herself. And she's slipping off now in a bit. Right, I've had a few requests to whack some music on, so get some requests in, I'll get my Alexa fired up. I haven't really thought about mid-round entertainment. It's not really my style, but Alexa, play the radio.
Here's a station you might like. Easy Pop on Amazon Music.
What soppy star? Ed Sheeran. Alexa, next. Can you hear that music, or is it too quiet? We've had our first request. Take Me to Church, Hosier from Joe Reeves. Another shout out to Jade and Karen from Marsden, currently playing against Amanda and Darren in Hepworth. Like it, competitive spirit. Got a few requests coming in for tunes. Okay, Penny Woodhead wanted just a quick repeat of question 14. Question 14, Penny, was the patella is more commonly known as what part of the body? So the patella, Patella. Jason Boyd giving me some props for the music choice. I didn't choose it, it's the radio. Thanks, sir. Right, I think we should get going round two. So round two is sport. So a minute or two just to get yourselves ready. Round two is sport. At the end of this round, like I said, we'll mark the answers. Can you all still hear me okay with the music on in the background? Just let me know. There's 5 rounds. I've got a shout out to my best mate who is, sorry, I'm going to say is, him himself. His wife is 34 weeks pregnant, Hannah Perry, so I hope the pregnancy goes well. Courtney Marie, a fellow shout out to my dog Keith. What a name. Right, okay, round two. I think it's a bit loud, isn't it? I'll just take it down. I'd appreciate if you all stopped mocking the music choice. It's just a radio station on Alexa. It's not my personal album. Right, let's get going. Round two, sport. Question 1. The Jets is a 2020 name of which county cricket club whose limited overs name was the Dynamos? So question 1 again. The Jets is a 2020 name of which county cricket club whose limited overs name was the Dynamos? Question 2. In snooker, how many points are awarded for potting the yellow ball? We've had a piece of information saying we need to turn the music off for you because there's no YouTube rights, so bear with me. Causing carnage in Netherthon. Right, so question 2 again. So in snooker, how many points are awarded for potting the yellow ball? Question 3, how long is an Olympic swimming pool? So question 3, how long is an Olympic swimming pool? Question 4, how many hurdles are there in the men's 110 metres hurdles athletic event? Another shout out for Dan Northcote. Shout out and big up to Heath and Bram up the bridge. Question 5. What sport is officially added to the triathlon to make it a quadrathlon? There we go, there's my stumble. I'll repeat it again. What sport is officially added to the triathlon to make it a quadrathlon? Another shout out for Melanie. Please give a shout out to the Stotts in Netherthong, especially Jackson, who is staying up late to watch. Good on you. Rachel Cullen, any questions on coronavirus, she asks. I thought you were at work, Rachel. Question 6. How many players are there in a Gaelic football team? Question 6 again. How many players are there in a Gaelic football team? Hello to the Johnson family in Wooldale. Question 7. Which Formula One Grand Prix is raced around the streets of Monte Carlo? Question 7. Which Formula One Grand Prix is raced around the streets of Monte Carlo? I've heard a comment from Ben Bamforth, who plays for Thongsbridge as well. Shout out to Russ Bamforth. This is the most exciting thing he's done all week. Good on you. Question 8. In which Australian city would you find the Gabba cricket ground? Gabba, the Gabba cricket ground. Robbie Sharkey, shout out to the Micklewrights. No chance of winning, but hope they have fun. Question 9. In which year was rugby's Five Nations Championship increased to 6 to make the Six Nations? Question 9. In which year was rugby's Five Nations Championship increased to 6 to make the Six Nations? So we're up to about 80 on Facebook and nearly 70 on YouTube, which is brilliant. Shout out to Daz Hinchcliffe, great cricketer. Question 10. The 23rd of July to the 8th of August 2021 are the new confirmed dates of what? So the 23rd of July to the 8th of August 2021 are the confirmed new dates of what? Shout out to good mate Rory France. Him and his housemates have cancelled their self-isolation badminton tournament to follow the quiz tonight. Just to let you know, lads, I have been following that. It's been some good entertainment. Question 11. Adolf Dassler founded which sports company in 1948? Question 12. Adolf Dassler founded which sports company in 1948? Question 12. What extra piece of equipment are Olympic boxers required to wear that professional fighters don't need to use? So question 12 again. What extra piece of equipment are Olympic boxers required to wear that professional fighters don't need to use? Question 13. Which was the first tennis Grand Slam event to introduce the Hawkeye system? Question 13. Which was the first tennis Grand Slam event to introduce the Hawkeye system? Question 14. What do you call it when a player makes 3 back-to-back strikes in 10-pin bowling? 14. What do you call it when a player makes 3 back-to-back strikes in 10-pin bowling? And then question 15, last question of the sport round. In American football, a touchdown is worth how many points? So last question again, in question 15, in American football, a touchdown is worth how many points? Okay, to save time, I'm not going to read through every question again. I don't think that's necessary. I think most people have been watching now for the full 2 rounds. So if anyone needs any questions repeating, could they just put that in the comments, either on YouTube or Facebook, as quick as we can, then we'll move on to the answers of round 1 and round 2. I would put on some music, but I don't think it's worth the risk. Josh Hobson, you've just joined, lad. You're 2 rounds into the quiz, so feel free to carry on with rounds 3 if you want to. Rachel, question 19. Sorry. Rachel, you've asked a question 19 and 20. Do you mean 14 and 15 of the second round? I presume you mean question 14 and 15, so I'll quickly read those. Annie, you've just put another comment, sorry. Question 4 or 5 of sport, okay. Question 4 was how many hurdles are there in a 110 metre hurdles event? And question 5 was what sport is officially added to a triathlon to make it a quadrathlon? Okay, so let's go back to question 1 of round 1. Get ready with the answers, and we shall mark those together now. I'm trusting you to mark them honestly, and then we'll have a total of how many points you've got for round 1, and then a total of how many points you've got for round 2. Okay, so going back to question 1 of general knowledge. In music, which term is used to denote a gradual increase in loudness? It's a crescendo. Crescendo. Question 2, if an Australian was watching the bush telly, what would they be doing? They'd be sat watching a campfire. Question 3, a collective name for a group of dolphins is a pod. Question 4, the British car manufacturer that was founded in North London and now headquartered in Crewe is Bentley. Question 5, the most common meat that's consumed worldwide is pork. Question 6, according to the proverb, No man is an island. Question 7. On average, how long does it take the International Space Centre to orbit the world? It's 90 minutes. So it goes around the world every hour and a half. It actually crossed over Netherthong at the start of this week, and it's really clear to see in the night sky. If you're interested, download an app, International Space Centre Tracker. Question 8. A Tale of Two Cities is a book written by Charles Dickens. Question 9 would be 55 years of marriage if you are celebrating your emerald anniversary. Question 10. The Titanic sunk in 1912. Question 11. Which Disney film might you hear the song Be Our Guest? It's Beauty and the Beast. Question 12. Which mobile game was awarded 5 Guinness World Records, including the most money made in its first month? It was Pokemon Go. Shout out to Will Reeves, who I know used to walk around the local area and pick up Pikachu and his friends. Obsessed by the game was that lad. 13. Which German alcoholic drink translates into hunting master? This question was specifically in there for the chairman of Thongsbridge Cricket Club. The answer is Jägermeister. He'll know why. I'm not going to broadcast it to the nation. But Jägermeister translates as hunting master. Question 14. The patella is more commonly known as which body part? It's your kneecap. So your patella is your kneecap. And the European city where you may find the Anne Frank house is Amsterdam. So give yourself a total out of 15. Let's get some comments going in the group to see how many you got. I've had one from my future brother-in-law, Callum Bradshaw. He said he got 11 out of 15. Pretty solid start from you. Anyone beat 11? Leanne Barron, Bazzer, got 8. She says she's buzzing with that. Not the most intelligent person I know. Ben Bamforth, 7 out of 15. Good start. Apparently Russ Bamford is letting the side down. Ben Bamford only got 7. David Wagstaff, 11. Joe Aylward said he got 2 out of 15. Sam Day, 9. Matt Wagstaff in Spain got 7. Lucy Davina Rhodes, 8. Okay, pretty good start. Let's move on to round 2. Answers of round 2, the sport round. There's some funny comments in here. A few suspicions of Google knocking about. I hope not. So question 1 of the sport round. The Jets is a 2020 cricket name of the side from Durham. So Durham Cricket Club are sometimes known as the Durham Dynamos in one-day cricket and Durham Jets in the T20. Marie Clark, hi from Liverpool. Question 2. In snooker, how many points are awarded for potting the yellow ball? It's 2. How long is an Olympic swimming pool? It's 50 metres, 50. Question 4. How many hurdles are there in the men's 110 metre event? There's 10. Question 5. Which sport is officially added to the triathlon to make it a quadrathlon? It's kayaking, or flat water kayaking. Question 6. How many players are there in a Gaelic football team? There's 15. Question 7. Which Formula 1 Grand Prix is raced around the streets of Monte Carlo? It's the Monaco Grand Prix. Question 8. In which Australian city would you find the Gabba? It's Brisbane. Question 9. In which year was rugby's Five Nations Championship increased to the Six Nations? It was 2000. Question 10. The 23rd of July to the 8th of August 2021 are the new confirmed dates of the Tokyo Summer Olympics. Question 11. Adolf Dassler founded Adidas in 1948. Question 12. What extra piece of equipment are Olympic boxers required to wear that professional fighters don't need to use? It's headgear, so a head guard. Question 13. Which was the first tennis Grand Slam event to introduce the Hawkeye system? It was the US Open. Question 14. What do you call it when a player makes 3 back-to-back strikes in 10-pin bowling? It's a turkey. And the last question, in American football, a touchdown is worth how many points? It's 6. So add on those answers to your total score, and let's get a few comments in the group, in the chat, of how many marks out of 30 you've now got. How many marks out of 30? And then we'll move on to the third round. I'm conscious of time. I don't want to get it too late tonight. I know it'll get past some people's bedtime, including my own mother's, so we'll keep it snappy. Okay, so comments. We have got a few coming in. Hannah Roberts, that's Kathy and Tony. They've got 18 out of 30. Pretty good. Sam Day, 18 as well. Di, 18. Amy Fletcher, top so far, 20 out of 30 on YouTube. The Stotts family have got 17 altogether. Gareth Pugh, my fiance's auntie and uncle, so they started that round well but finished very poorly. Jason Boyd, again, cider and cashew nuts, 20 out of 30. So that looks like it's the top score so far, 20. Keep the comments coming in. Waggy in Spain, 16 out of 30. For my cousin Beth, just quickly, answer to question 10 from the sports round was the new dates for the Olympics in Tokyo. And 15, it was 6 points for a touchdown. My own sister, smashing it, who doesn't live in the same house as me still. She's moved to Essex. She has got 23 out of 30. Kim Hyam, mate from uni, 22. Someone put they got 25 out of 30, I think I just saw. So good. Okay, let's move on. We'll crack on. The third round is science and nature. Again, there's 15 questions. If people want me to speed up, just let me know and I can go a bit faster. But yeah, science and nature is round 3. Okay, question 1 in science and nature. Where in the human body would the limbic system be found? Where in the human body would the limbic system be found? Limbic is spelt Limbic, limbic system. Maureen in Portugal's got 19 out of 30. Mark Dawson's stressing out because Gogglebox is on soon. Question 2. Which part of the body is affected by Gorham's disease? Gorham's disease. Gorham. Gorham's disease. Question 3. What is the primary function of the red blood cells in the human body? Question 3. What is the primary function of the red blood cells in the human body? Janet in Netherthong got 14 out of 30 and would like to wish her husband a happy 60th birthday for Tuesday. Happy birthday. Don't know his name, but best wishes from Netherthong and Thongsbridge. Question 4. Which living bird has the largest wingspan? Which living bird has the largest wingspan? Question 5. 0 degrees Celsius is equal to what reading on the Fahrenheit scale? 0 degrees Celsius is equal to what reading on the Fahrenheit scale? Question 6. An ECG is a test for the heart, but what does ECG stand for? Question 7. How many months is the average gestation period for an elephant? Question 7 again. How many months is the average gestation period for an elephant? Shout out to Maggie Dawson. Happy 70th birthday. Another quick shout out to Paul Metty Metcalf, a living legend. Question 8. Which word is used as the noun for a female alligator? Question 8 again. Which word is used as the noun for a female alligator? Question 9. How many wings does a dragonfly have? Question 9. How many wings does a dragonfly have? Question 10. Which part of the flower produces pollen? Question 10. Which part of a flower produces pollen? Question 11. Which number on the pH scale would indicate a neutral substance? Question 11 again. Which number on the pH scale would indicate a neutral substance? Loads of birthday shout outs. Another big shout out to Chris Harris, which is Logan Harris's for her 60th birthday. Logan Harris's mum, Chris Harris, her 60th birthday. Happy birthday. Question 12. Which English scientist is credited as having invented the World Wide Web in 1989? Which English scientist is credited as having invented the World Wide Web in 1989? Question 13. What name is given to the fruit of a rose bush? 13. What name is given to the fruit of a rose bush? Question 14. What is the more common name for nitrous oxide? Question 14 again. What is the more common name for nitrous oxide? And the last question of Science and Nature round, question 15. Which animal's name literally means river horse? So question 15 and the final question of this round. Which animal's name literally means river horse? Just very quickly, anyone need any questions repeating of that round before we move on? Mr. Northcott again, 22 out of 30 so far. Pretty good. Question 7. How many months is the average gestation period for an elephant? Question 12. Which English scientist is credited with having invented the World Wide Web in 1989? Question 1. Where in the human body would the limbic system be found? Limbic. Question 8. Which word is used as the noun for a female alligator? Question 9 as well. I think, yeah. Question 9. How many wings does a dragonfly have? Question 5. 0 degrees Celsius is equal to what reading on the Fahrenheit scale? Question 2. Which part of the body is affected by Gorham's disease? Gorham, Gorham's disease. Right, I think that's most people's repeated questions answered. Okay, I'm just going to give you a literally a 2 minute break. That's it. 2 minute break. Just quick nip to the loo, get a further drink if you want, and then we'll move on to round 4. Gavin, question 3 was, what's the primary function of the red blood cells? Okay, so literally a couple of minutes, then we're back on to round 4. Jade, question 5. 0 degrees Celsius is equal to what reading on the Fahrenheit scale? Okay, back in a couple of minutes. Okay, let's crack on with the 5th round. Okay, so the 5th round I think was probably the hardest to plan. It's a music round, but obviously just reading the questions out. Having looked at a lot of the comments tonight, there's obviously a real age range of people taking part. So I've tried to put some questions in from all the decades, from sort of the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and the noughties. So we'll see how we get on with this one. Again, there's 15 questions for the music round. You're welcome, Janet. Right, okay, so the music round. This is the 4th round of the quiz. Did I say 5th round? Apologies. 5th, this is not the 5th round, it's the 4th round. So about general knowledge, sport, science and nature, and now we've got the 4th round. There was bound to be one mistake in somewhere. The music round. Right then, question 1, let's get going. Who was the first Eurovision winner for the UK? So which singer was the first Eurovision winner for the UK? Question 2, which female group had a 1989 hit with Eternal Flame? So which female group had a 1989 hit with Eternal Flame? Question 3. Which former One Direction member released Watermelon Sugar and Adore You? So question 3. Which former One Direction member released Watermelon Sugar and Adore You? Alex, unfortunately there's not a history round. I'm pleased to see that you're all listening and picked up on my error. There's so many people saying it's the 4th round. It is. I was wrong, you are correct. Jade, Jason, Alistair, yes, it's the 4th round. Question 4 of the 4th round. Which pair of pop giants teamed up to release Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me in 1991? So question 4, which pair of pop giants teamed up to release Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me in 1991? Question 5. Which Leanne Rimes single prominently features in the film Coyote Ugly? Was it A, Can't Fight the Moonlight, B, How Do I Live, C, This Love? So which Leanne Rimes single prominently features in the film Coyote Ugly? Was it Can't Fight the Moonlight, How Do I Live, or C, This Love? Question 6. A Rush of Blood to the Head was a successful 2002 album by which British group? So A Rush of Blood to the Head was a successful 2002 album from which British group? Question 7. In which year did Lionel Richie release the single All Night Long? Was it A, 1981, B, 1983, or C, 1985? So in which year did Lionel Richie release the single All Night Long? Was it A, 1981, B, 1983, or C, 1985? Question 8. Bridge Over Troubled Water was the title of the final album from which musical duo? So Bridge Over Troubled Water was the title of the final album from which musical duo? Question 9. Which Scottish band released Take Me Out in 2004? So question 9 again. Which Scottish band released Take Me Out in 2004? Question 10. The soundtrack to which Hugh Jackman and Zac Efron film spent weeks at the top of the British album charts in early 2018. So question 10 again. The soundtrack to which Hugh Jackman and Zac Efron film spent weeks at the top of the British album charts in early 2018. Question 11. Errol Brown was the lead singer in which band? So question 11. Errol Brown was the lead singer in which band? Question 12. Before You Go was a successful follow-up single to Someone You Loved from which Scottish singer-songwriter? Question 12. Before You Go was a successful follow-up single to Someone You Loved from which Scottish singer-songwriter? Question 13. Good Golly Miss Molly and Long Tall Sally were among a string of hits for which rocker? Question 14. Traditionally, which song is heard at the beginning of The Lion King? Bear with me 1 minute, my cat is crying to come in. So question 14 again. Traditionally, which song is first heard at the beginning of The Lion King? And the last question of the round, in 1998, start again. In 1988, which Michael Jackson hit begins with I'm Gonna Make a Change for Once in My Life? So 15 again. Which 1988 Michael Jackson hit begins with I'm Gonna Make a Change for Once in My Life? So that's the end of the fourth round, music round. Anyone need any questions repeating? Quickly, I'll go through those. There's always one. Lauren Ravenhill. Immature. Warren, question 13. Good Golly, Miss Molly and Long Tall Sally were among a string of hits for which rocker? Question 14. Traditionally, which song is first heard at the beginning of The Lion King? Michelle, your internet went down, so you need 7, 8 and 9 repeating. 7. In which year did Lionel Richie release the single All Night Long? Was it 1981, 1983 or 1985? Question 8. Bridge Over Troubled Water was the title of the final album from which musical duo? And question 9. Which Scottish band released Take Me Out in 2004? Question 10 for Aaron. The soundtrack to which Hugh Jackman and Zac Efron film spent weeks at the top of the British album charts in early 2018. 11. Errol Brown was the lead singer in which band? Question 1 for Jason. Which singer was the first Eurovision winner for the UK? Yeah, my cat's bowls and feeding is on there. She's not just eating all of our lockdown food. Question 13. Good Golly Miss Molly and Long Tall Sally were among a string of hits for which rocker? It could well be Drinking the Rosé. No, it's not. Right, I think that looks like all of the questions. Caroline, we haven't done the answers for round 3 yet. We're going to do those now in a second. Question 4, quickly. Which pair of pop giants teamed up to release Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me? Okay, so let's go back to the science and nature round. We'll mark those, and we'll also mark the music round, and then there's one more round to go. I reckon we'll be finished by just after 9:30, maybe 9:45. Joe Elwood, I know it's getting past your bedtime. Jason. Right, question 1, science and nature round. So where in the human body would you find the limbic system? It's in the brain. Question 2, which part of the body is affected by Gorham's disease? It's the bones, or I'll accept the skeleton. Question 3, the primary function of the red blood cells is to transport oxygen around the body. Question 4, the albatross is the bird with the largest wingspan. The wandering albatross, if you must know. I've had a message from Alan Moore, who traditionally does horrendously bad on the music rounds, and he says that he thinks he's done the same again. At least you're consistent. 0 degrees Celsius is equal to what reading on the Fahrenheit scale? It's 32. Looks like we've got another cricket club watching tonight. Sutton Weaver Cricket Club are in the house. We're giving a shout out to them. Question 6. An ECG is the test taken on the heart. It stands for electrocardiogram. Electrocardiogram. Question 7. How many months is the average gestation period for an elephant? It's 22 months. Question 8, which word is used as the noun for a female alligator? It's a cow. Question 9, how many wings has a dragonfly got? It's 4. Question 10, which part of the flower produces pollen? It's the stamen. Or for those that are really scientific, I'm thinking Callum, I'll accept the anther, I think. The anther, A-N-T-H-E-R. Question 11, which number on the pH scale would indicate a neutral substance? It's 7. Question 12. Which English scientist is credited as having invented the World Wide Web in 1989? It's Tim Berners-Lee, or Sir Timothy Berners-Lee. "13. What name is given to the fruit of a rose bush? It's a hip. H-I-P. Question 14. What name is given to the fruit of a rose bush? No, I've just read that. Sorry. Question 14. What is the more common name for nitrous oxide? It's laughing gas. And the last question of round 3. Question 15. Which animal's name literally means river horse? It's a hippo. Okay, moving on to round 4, the music round answers. Question 1 was, which singer was the first Eurovision winner for the UK? It was Sandy Shaw. Question 2, which female group had a 1989 hit with Eternal Flame? It was the Bangles. Question 3, which former One Direction member released Watermelon Sugar and Adore You? It was Harry Styles. Question 5, which Leanne Rimes single features prominently in the film Coyote Ugly? It was A, Can't Fight the Moonlight. Question 6, A Rush of Blood to the Head was a successful 2002 album for Coldplay. Question 7, in which year did Lionel Richie release the single All Night Long? It was B, 1983. I think I've missed the answer to question 4. Apologies. Question 4 was, which pop giants teamed up to release Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me? It was George Michael and Elton John. Yeah, loads of you saying I missed it. Sorry. So George Michael and Elton John, question 4. Yeah, I'm just letting people realise that I've just answered question 4. Quite a lot of comments coming in. Sorry about that. Question 8. Question 8. Bridge Over Troubled Water was the title of the final album from which musical duo? It was Simon and Garfunkel. Question 9. Which Scottish band released Take Me Out in 2004? It was Franz Ferdinand. Question 10. The soundtrack to Hugh Jackman and Zac Efron film, which spent weeks at the top of the British album charts in 2018, was The Greatest Showman. Question 11. Errol Brown was the lead singer in which band? It was Hot Chocolate. Question 12. Before You Go was a successful follow-up single to Someone You Loved from which Scottish singer? It was Lewis Capaldi. 13. Good Golly, Miss Molly and Long Tall Sally were among a string of hits for which rocker? It was Little Richard. Question 14. Traditionally, which song is first heard at the beginning of The Lion King? It's The Circle of Life. And the last question, question 15. Which 1988 Michael Jackson hit begins with I'm Gonna Make a Change, Once in My Life? It's Man in the Mirror. So you should now have another possible answers out of 30 again for those two rounds added to your previous score of 30. So let's get some comments in for scores out of 60, please. Scores out of 60. There's a few of my old school friends remembering that I actually played a lead role in a school play as Little Richard. It's part of the reason why I included that question in the quiz. So a couple of scores coming in. Melanie has got 39 out of 60, pretty good. David Wagstaff, 41 out of 60. Kim, 40 out of 60. Warren, 38. Abby Dare, smashing it, 47 out of 60. Beth Robson, 38 out of 60. Sam Day, 41. Hayley B, 42 out of 60. Bob Spencer, 44 out of 60. Over to YouTube. Hannah Roberts, so that's Tony again. Tony and Kathy, 40 out of 60. Jason Boyd, Cider and Cashew Nuts, 46 out of 60. Joanne Powell, 36. Janet in Netherthong, 30 out of 60. Kieran Taylor, 37 out of 60. Gavin McLeod is a good roofer, by the way. If you ever need your roof doing, Gavin McLeod's your man. 30, what did he get? 28 out of 60. Hayley's saying that the music round killed us, 43 out of 60. My sister, 50 out of 60. Her husband is definitely smashing that. Ben Ravenhill and his family are 45 out of 60. Katie Green, 48 out of 60. Abby Wagstaff, Richard Wagstaff, 31. Amy Fletcher, 46. Loads. Good. Right, final round. This is a little bit different, so listen carefully to how this is going to work. This round is called 1 to 10. So there'll be 10 questions, and the answers to all of these questions is a number between 1 and 10. So each number will only be used once. So from 1 to 10, one of the questions will have an answer of 5, of 4, of 3, of 9, and so on. The same number can't be used twice. So at the end of this round, you should have 10 answers with one number for each of the questions. Just give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. There's a bit of a delay, so I'm having to just wait. That's why there's a bit of a pause. So I think that makes sense. A few people are starting to say it makes sense. Okay, let's get going. I think it's pretty straightforward. So each of these questions will have an answer of a number between 1 and 10. you can't use the same number twice. Okay, so question 1, last round. How many pillars make up the basic rules of Islam that all Muslims have to follow? So question 1 again, how many pillars make up the basic rules of Islam that all Muslims should follow? Question 10. I'm going to work alternatively just to confuse you a little bit more. So I'll go 1, 10, 2, 9, etc. So question 1 just again was how many pillars make up the rules of Islam? No, I'm not going to confuse it. I'll keep it simple. Question 2. How many countries border Brazil? So question 2, how many countries border Brazil? Question 3, in Genesis 7.2 of the King James Bible, how many pairs of animals and birds does God tell Noah to take onto the ark? So in Genesis 7.2 of King James Bible, how many pairs of animals and birds does God tell Noah to take onto the ark? Question 4. How many Best Actor Oscars did Gary Cooper win? Question 4. How many Best Actor Oscars did Gary Cooper win? Question 5. Elvis Presley had 21 UK number 1 singles. The Beatles had 17 number 1s. How many number 1 UK singles did the Rolling Stones have as of the end of 2019? So question 5, Elvis Presley had 21 UK singles, number 1s, and the Beatles had 17 number 1 UK singles. But how many UK number 1 singles have the Rolling Stones had as of the end of 2019? Question 6. What wind force number is light air on the Beaufort wind force scale? So question 6 again. What wind force is number light air on the Beaufort wind force scale? Question 7. What was the number of the last unmanned Apollo spacecraft to be launched? Question 7. What was the number of the last unmanned Apollo spacecraft to be launched? Question 8. How many players are there on a baseball team? So question 8, how many players are on a baseball team? Question 9, how many kings of Scotland were called Malcolm? And the last question of the quiz, question 10, how many colours are on the flag of the Czech Republic? Question 10 again, how many colours are on the Czech Republic flag? Anyone need any questions repeating really quickly? I'm conscious it's getting quite late. So you should have an answer now for each of the questions. Again, numbers 1 to 10. Can't use the same number twice. Warren Bradford, you are definitely the person with the most can you repeat questions again. You obviously need a hearing aid, or Leanne Barron is asking to do too many jobs. So question 4 was, how many Best Actor Oscars did Gary Cooper win? Question 6, what wind force number is light air on the Beaufort wind scale? And question 7 was, what was the number of the last unmanned Apollo spacecraft to be launched? Just a quick shout out to my fiance's auntie and uncle, Auntie Julie and Uncle Gareth. Is saying that's an easy round. I can't tell if he's being sarcastic or he thinks he's done really well. I like the confidence if it is so. Question 3 quickly. In Genesis 7.2 of the King James Bible, how many pairs of animals and birds does the God tell Noah to take onto the ark? Question 9. How many kings of Scotland were called Malcolm? Right, I think that is everyone. Let's go for the final answers. So, number 1, how many pillars make up the basic rules of Islam that all Muslims should follow? It was 5. Question 2, how many countries border Brazil? It was 10. Question 3, in Genesis 7.2 of the King James Bible, how many pairs of animals does God tell Noah to take onto the ark? It was 7. Question 4, how many Best Actor Oscars did Gary Cooper win? It was 2. Question 5, Elvis Presley had 21 UK singles, the Beatles had 17. How many UK number 1 singles did the Rolling Stones have as of the end of 2019? It was 8. Question 6, what wind force number is light air on the Beaufort wind scale? It's 1. Question 7, what was the number of the last unmanned Apollo spacecraft to be launched? It was 6. Question 8, there are 9 players on a baseball team. Question 9, how many kings of Scotland were called Malcolm? It's 4. And the final question, number 10, there are 3 different colours on the flag of the Czech Republic. So that's it. I said roughly about 9:45, and we've just about made it in time. I'm going to scrap the idea of the email, I think. There's no point. I think I'm getting most of your answers of how many marks you've got via the chats. I didn't realise most people would be able to access both sets of chats. So let's go for a final total of marks, please. A final total of marks out of 75. Sorry, not 75. The last round was 10. What am I talking about? So 70. So Richard and Abby, 34 out of 70. My own mother and father, 39. Sam Day, 48. Glennis MacDonald, 51 out of 70. Tom Hoyle, 40 out of 70. David Wagstaff and Sarah, 43 out of 70. Rory France and his housemates, 48. Yeah, Alex is saying that a standard PE teacher like myself can't count. You're correct there. The Donlands, 41. That's good, you're not rubbish. Diana Walker, 47. Warren, 46. Kim, 47. Let's have a look at YouTube. Alistair Boyd, 54 out of 70. I think that might be the highest. Let's keep looking. Anyone got higher than 54? Laura Kemp, 50. Natalie Power, 42. Matt Wagstaff, 34. Andrew Ravenhill, 33. Ben Ravenhill and his family, friends, 49. Right, I think we can pretty much announce that Alistair Boyd, 54 out of 70. Really good. Yeah, really good effort, Alistair Boyd. Just wait for the last few comments to come in. My own sister, there's a relief. She and her husband have got 54 out of 60. Same as Alistair Boyd. Right, congratulations. Really good effort, those two. If you'd like to make this a weekly thing, then please let me know. I'm more than happy to do it. Thank you so much for all those people that joined in tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it wasn't too hard. I think at the tops, we've had a sort of well over 150 people watching tonight. If the demand's there, I'm more than happy to do it again. And let's hope we can get a few more. Let's hope we get the 200 mark. But really well done to Alistair Boyd, my sister. I hope you enjoyed it, like I said. If you want it, I'll do it again. Feel free to comment on the Facebook post on the Netherthong and Holmfirth group if you want me to do it again. Those from the cricket club, if you want me to do it again, then please let me know. But no, really well done. Alistair, if you ever come down to the cricket club, I'm sure we can sort you out with a couple of free drinks. But really well done. I've enjoyed that. Something to keep us all entertained on a Friday evening. Just one final thing from me. Stay safe, stay at home, keep self-isolating, keep exercising once a day. And hopefully we'll all be able to get back down to cricket club in the near future for some more cricket and some more friends and family time, having a few drinks. So have a nice evening, have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.